I just wanted to film a nice wrap up to 2014 as we head into 2015. It was a really jam-packed year with a lot of great homebrewing experiences and a lot of great craft beer experiences. So for this video I chose to drink one of my best, what I feel is one of my best homebrews of 2014, and that's my Lion's Roar Pilsner. And it's actually, just a note really quickly, that I bottled this from the keg, probably a month or so ago, and it's still really carbonated using the Poor Man's beer gun with the rack and cane and the bung in the picnic tap. So I'm really excited that I could, ship beers to people using this method because it stays carbonated even after a few months. So, as you see here, I have a bunch of books. Before I get into specifics about beers that I brewed about 13 different beers over the past year, different size batches. But I first want to reflect a little bit on my craft beer and homebrewing journeys by using these great books to showcase the individual things that I experienced. So first is Brewing Classic Styles by Jamil Zainasheff and John Palmer. So, I'm only going to be entering my first competition in the beginning of 2015, but I've been really into brewing specific styles, and I've used books like this to really make sure that I'm starting with my recipes, with a good footing instead of, just doing it on a whim, what I think is good for the style. This has been a really good, helpful book for me to say, yeah, I know kind of what I want from this style, but am I mashing at the right temperature? Is my plan for the brew day good? So this book has really taught me to really, do my research, and I've been able to put together some really awesome recipes with the help of this book. Then we have the craft beer cookbook that my brother gave me for my birthday. I just brought out this book, even though I haven't tried any recipes from it, but I've been able to get really into cooking with beer over the past year, using it for chilies and marinating and a lot of really good stuff, and it's really enhanced my appreciation of cooking with beer and food pairings. I hope to do more the Brewed Palate in the Kitchen episodes in 2015. If you guys haven't done many beer and food pairings, I definitely recommend it. So the next book is the yeast book from the Brewing Elements series. Now the malt one came out, so you have your malt, your hops, your yeast, and your water all in 4 different great books, but I have the yeast one. And I got really into yeast over the past year. As you guys may know, I brewed a bunch of saisons, which is a very yeast-forward style. I tried lagers my first time, and at least my first time on my own homebrew system. So I had brewed a Doppelbock a few years ago with a friend, but I got really into yeast this year, and I'll talk about at the end what my focus is going to be for 2015, or one of my focuses at least. But this exploring the world of yeast has really helped me improve my homebrewing knowledge, not only fermentation, but of flavor profiles and how I can use the yeast for the benefit of the flavor profile. Then we have How to Brew by John Palmer. As you guys know, back in May, I interviewed John Palmer at 508 Gastro Brewery in New York City, one of New York City's only brew pubs. And that really, again, brought me to appreciate how much I've learned, and really learned that being humble about your homebrew knowledge will get you farther than being haughty about it and saying, oh, I know a lot. Because John Palmer, one of the most influential people in homebrewing nowadays, was very humble, great guy to meet, and it's always good to go back to basics like this book to keep yourself from getting too worried about little things on brew day, because you can always just go back to the basics, and you stick to the basics. A lot of that is what will help you get through brew day. So it was really good to meet John Palmer, interview him, and really get to know what it really means to share your knowledge with other people, and always remember to go back to the basics as you move on in your homebrewing journey. And last couple books that I'll talk about is Charlie Papazian's A Homebrewer's Companion and the Complete Joy of Homebrewing. These two books, because 2014, beyond also interviewing some big name brewers like Rob Todd from Allagash and Patrick Brew from the brewery, two brewers I really respect, I got to interview the father of American craft beer and homebrewing, basically one of the key players who helped start the craft beer revolution, the homebrewing revolution in America and worldwide. And Charlie was an awesome guy to meet, to interview, to spend some time with, and just overall, just to bring this all together, I've been able to have a lot of experiences, outside the home also, beyond just brewing good beers like this one, by involving myself in the community and taking the opportunities to interview people like Charlie and share those experiences with you guys, of course. And I hope that 2015 is just as good, if not better, in terms of the quality of the experiences that I, have, in terms of being involved in a community, both online and locally, in New York City. So also this year, I really made a big effort to get involved in the community. I joined, the Bronx Homebrewers, which I don't go to the meetings as often as I'd like to, but I like the fact that I have that's the easiest meeting to get to. I got involved in the Staten Island Club by brewing with their president, the Poor Standards, and I brewed the Interborough Brown Ale. And then I'm part of their Facebook. I joined their Facebook group because I really like the knowledge base that they offer. And then lastly, second to last, I joined the New York City Homebrewers Guild towards the end of 2013, but got more involved in 2014. We're going to more meetings. I'm going to be entering their Homebrew Alley homebrew competition, and going to those meetings has really, enhanced my homebrew knowledge, given me another amazing group of brewers to contact if I have questions and concerns about stuff that I'm doing, and just a great group of people. But last but not least, and most importantly, the group that I got the most out of being part of, in person at least, because I love the Homebrew Wednesday community here on YouTube, but the Bitter and Esther's Homebrew Swap was by far the funnest and most, humbling experiences that I had as a brewer, by being able to develop a relationship with John and Doug at the shop and all the regulars there. I just feel that monthly swap just really enhanced my love for everything homebrewing. It really brought everything together, and I hope to do more with Bitter and Esther's in 2015 to keep that going. So look forward to that. So in order not to make this video too long, I'm not going to go through each style, each beer that I brewed in 2014 on video. I'd rather do that on text, just so I can say it out clearly, and have you guys understand where I'm coming from. But just as a quick thing, there's one thing I realized, that it was almost as if 2014 was the year of the yeast for me, in terms of brewing a lot of big Belgians, a lot of Saisons, tweaking the yeast changing the yeast for my breakfast stout and my barley wine to the 1968 London ESB, to figuring out, which yeasts go well with new recipes, to making bigger yeast starters and trying lagers on my home brewing system for the first time. I think 2014 overall was the year of the yeast for me, and I feel that 2015 along with YakimaValleyHops.com, I'm going to be doing a lot more hop forward beers. You know, I have a double IPA, a rye IPA, and of course rebrewing my Straight Pour Challenge Black Rye IPA in 2015, because I want to do a lot more hop stuff, all the while still tweaking the recipes that that I've already brewed, and maybe even creating some new ones, brewing some new saisons, because I just want to make sure that I'm not leaving anything behind, and I feel hops is one of the things that I didn't really focus on in 2014 I should say. And it's weird because sometimes over 2014, being involved in social media and both locally and online on YouTube, I kind of judged people who brewed so many hoppy beers, but then I realized in the end that I haven't brewed enough hoppy beers to know what that craze is of why you guys like brewing so many hoppy beers. Despite the fact that I love drinking them, I haven't brewed enough. So again, I want to put a lot more attention on that and use my my opportunities that I have that are created by my local homebrewing community and YakimaValleyHops.com to share more hop stuff with you guys, and of course any other beers that I brew with you guys in 2015. It's been a great journey in 2014, and hopefully 2015 will be even better. Cheers.